Welcome to week 1 of Writing with Descriptive Language for 3rd grade. Writing with descriptive language. You might wonder, why is it important for us to write with descriptive language? The reason is we want to paint a picture in your reader's mind. You want to use specific words, very carefully chosen words, so that when someone is reading your writing, they have a clear picture of what you are trying to say, what you are trying to describe, and also so that they enjoy reading your writing. If you think about some of your favorite books or your favorite authors, you probably get really great, clear images in your head when you're reading those texts, and because your favorite authors are using descriptive language to help you paint a picture in your mind as you're reading their books. So how do you write with descriptive language? We write with descriptive language through our word choice, through using noteworthy nouns and awesome adjectives and vivid verbs and adventurous adverbs. You've learned the basics about these parts of speech, and now you're going to dig deeper to apply them to your writing. So we're going to look at choosing the best descriptive words to use in our writing, not just any noun or adjectives, but really carefully thinking and choosing those words to paint a picture in our reader's mind. So this week, for week 1, we are going to be focusing on noteworthy nouns, getting a little bit more descriptive with the nouns that we choose to use in our writing. So, authors use proper nouns to add more interest to their writing and create a detailed picture in their reader's mind. So we'll review that a common noun is a person, place, or thing, such as cat, man, or store. We also have proper nouns, and a proper noun is the specific name of a person, place, or thing, and always begins with a capital letter. So for example, instead of cat, a proper noun might be Fluffy. That might be the cat's name. Instead of a man, a proper noun could be Mr. Jones. That could be the man's name. And instead of store, it could be Costco, the name of a specific store. So if we were going to write a sentence using the common nouns that we listed there, we might have a sentence like, the cat followed the man to the store. It's a pretty basic sentence and maybe a little boring, and if you're reading that, it might not create a really clear picture in your mind. If we were to write a sentence using the 3 proper nouns that we have up here, we might write, Fluffy followed Mr. Jones to Costco. Now that sentence is more detailed, and we can get a clearer picture of Fluffy the cat following Mr. Jones to Costco. So we want to avoid using just common nouns and making boring sentences using just common nouns. And we want to try to write more detailed sentences using proper nouns because they give a little bit more description to our sentences. Now, that's not to say that we're never going to use common nouns in our writing. There are certainly times when common nouns are appropriate, but when you can use a proper noun to get more description, you want to. So here is a video to review common and proper nouns. You can watch that on your own when you get into your writer's notebook assignment this week in the course. I'm not going to go ahead and view it with you right now, but you can watch this. It's going to review some common and proper nouns and then has a fun little quiz or game at the end. So this will be your first assignment, and there's a list here in the table of just some different common nouns that we might use. And your job is to come up with a list of proper nouns that you could use instead of the common noun. So I've given you one example. The common noun is dog, and I have come up with several different proper nouns that you could use for dog. So Spot, Rover, Dalmatian, German Shepherd, Roxy, Stinky, and Gizmo are all different proper nouns that could be referring to a dog that you could use in your writing instead of just the word dog. So you're going to come up with as many proper nouns as you can think of to replace the common nouns in the chart. So it's going to be your job to come up with as many with as many proper nouns for street, woman, restaurant, school, chips, and movie. And then your second assignment is going to be rewriting this sentence. So the sentence is, the car drove down the street. Again, maybe a little boring, and we could use some proper nouns to make it more interesting and to paint a clearer picture for the reader in their mind. So you're going to identify the nouns in the sentence and change their font color to red. So you can see in my example that I've given you, I've replaced the word car with Lamborghini, and I replaced the word street with Main Street. So I've given specific proper nouns. The Lamborghini drove down Main Street. Now that should give you a clearer image in your head than the car drove down the street. So you are going to then rewrite the sentence 4 different times, and you're going to choose a different car and different street each time. So you're going to rewrite the sentence 4 times, each time using a new proper noun to replace the common nouns to make the sentence more interesting and descriptive. And don't forget to highlight those nouns, and change the font to red. Your next assignment is to rewrite some boring sentences. So you're going to rewrite each sentence, replacing the common nouns with proper nouns to make the sentence more interesting and descriptive. You're going to change the font of each noun to red, just like you did on the previous assignment. So there's an example sentence there. The kids were excited to go to the zoo. So I highlighted kids and zoo and changed the font to red. And then I rewrote the sentence. Instead of just saying the kids, I gave the kids names. And then instead of just saying the zoo, I said the San Francisco Zoo. Jenny and Bobby were excited to go to the San Francisco Zoo. A little bit more interest in that sentence. So you are going to identify the nouns in the remaining sentences, and then change those nouns, change the font to red, and then you're going to rewrite the sentence, changing those nouns to proper nouns to give the sentence more interest. And then the final assignment in your writer's notebook for this week is going to be to read this paragraph and then replace each of the red nouns with a proper noun. So seeing the nouns in a paragraph should give you a better idea to see that there are some common nouns that we're going to use, and we're not going to change to proper nouns. But there are some common nouns that we can change to proper nouns to give this paragraph a little bit more interest. And this will be a good practice for you to see what it's like to edit a paragraph to put in some more descriptive language. So that is a recap of the assignments that you will have for week 1 with learning to use noteworthy nouns in your writing.